let's talk about Project No G-Zone and what you're going to be seeing here. Make sure you guys smash the link and grab out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. So what you are going to be seeing for the next couple of videos is basically inspiration out of the OCG. Recently, Japan just got the Glory Maker, the Doreen, the Thruster, and all of these really, really cool Retrain power-up cards. But they all work without you having a G-Zone. So basically the Glory Maker, the Doreen, and a new Battle Sister. So what kind of inspired this was, I was like, well, you know, I saw this Dimensional Robo list, and I was like, this is really cool. You know, we can actually play this deck without, you know, the G-Zone. You know, we can Superior go up, and we can kind of, you know, mess around with this and see where we can go. Well, we can also take this one step further, actually. You know, we have no Life King, so let's toss that into the equation. You know, we're going to have some Battle Sister action as well without the G-Zone, just to kind of see what these cards can do in their own. I like the design space. Now, obviously, was it the Berserk Dragon? Can't use because it requires an Energy Blast. Yeah, I know, right? Real pesky thing. But this kind of inspired me to, you know, raise the discussion here of, you know, can we bring V-Decks into this as well? You know, I haven't, well, a D series. You know, what if, and I'm not really going to go too far into this one yet because I don't have everything for Levi-Dross kind of put together, but like, could we bring Levi-Dross into this? The problem is, though, I think the V card pool is superior to everything that Standard currently has going for it, though I will say that Levi-Dross being able to place the markers, being able to draw the cards, and generate all of that advantage, that's really, really strong. You've also got to remember, in the form of, you know, merging D and V together, you know, you can still get the quick shield, you can still generate all this little extra stuff as well on the advantage tree, but the problem here is, you know, we're losing the Harmonix Messiah, you know, 20k, and that's a little bit of an issue too. Like, being down 20k shield, you know, in a format where, you know, looking at V results where something like Gurgowit Rush could be an incredibly problematic thing, what if Dimensional Robo Superior rides up and just starts smashing your face by running grade 3s through you like a monster? You know, that was a theory that I had. And on a special shocker and surprise, I found something in a box that I have not seen in a very long time. And this is another thing that we're going to just kind of toss into the equation out here to have some fun. So what I'm holding here is the old grade 1 Dark Irregulars Amon Turbo deck. Now with the new Doreen the Thruster Retrain out here, we can actually get a little bit bigger on these columns, and I'm actually kind of curious to see how this is going to go. I'm not sitting here trying to design a format or anything like that. What just kind of inspired me, I was like, you know, if we just take the G-Zone at a premium, and, you know, you're kind of playing V with D cards, and, you know, some of the older implications and things like that you could try out, you know, what happens? You know, do we create like a fun vacuum? Or are we just playing V at home at that point? Because the imaginary gift generation is kind of insane. I'm going to be the first one to tell you that. And we'll see how far that can go, because I did call it Majesty Lord Blaster. Yeah, hello, Majesty. Are you coming? Majesty Lord Blaster said he will be making a very, very fantastic appearance at the special showing of this this little idea. Now, once again, I mean, there's no ban list, there's no change or anything crazy to this. The only things that you're going to need to know are it's premium, there's no G-Zone, and that's about as exciting as it gets. I mean, in terms of, you know, following standard card pool, sure. But like I said, this whole idea and this whole inspiration started because I saw the Doreen, and I saw these, Bushiroad is starting to design these cards that, you know, work with no G-Zone. But the problem is, when you're looking at premium, you're like, all right, well, is Is this really worth sacrificing all of these extra value, you know, losing that 20k shield from the Messiah, you know, and having all of this crazy stuff. Bushi also did design, it was these grade 3 searchers that we actually can't use, though they are usable if you are playing like a Gize variant or something. I think they're like 15k shield or something if you're playing Gize, which is actually kind of freaking funny, actually. That would be the one time that I would consider playing those cards. I really, really wish that we could play them, because it would almost be worth it. Because if I didn't have to tuck cards back into the ride deck, I could actually play these cards with premium, and we could actually have some fun. Now, I guess to answer the other question, you know, Robbie, have you tested out premium, you know, with a ride deck yet? You know, have you gone down the idea of, you know, putting the energy card, like, are we going to see this at some point? So here's what I'm going to tell you about that. I've wanted to test that for a very long time. I have not gone ahead with that idea because, unfortunately, with as many decks as I have, and I have to manage Goomba and I have to manage Keegan and tell them what to build and everything, they're going to have to go through, you know, they'd have to build ride decks for all this. They're going to have to change all of those decks to accommodate going down and playing with a ride deck and all that other stuff. Now, am I against that? No. Will it eventually happen? I'm sure. All right. Currently, right now, I did want to make some custom crest to kind of showcase for that. We're also kind of like at a really weird point that I haven't got the test or the time to really do too much with this game. I think the most exciting thing that you recently saw was the beginning of the Murakumo, or all the Murakumo stuff that we just put out, which was really good. I've been learning Spike Brothers ever so slowly. We did have the Messiah mess up, which I have fixed. Evidently, I don't know how to read card names. I apologize for that. It is being resolved as time is going on. So, was not intentional, by the way. A few people were like, oh my god, you're a cheater. You're like, how could you do this? It's like, we're not playing competitively, all right? What we're doing here is we're building some ideas. We're throwing some, you know, shit at the ceiling just to kind of see, you know, what we can, you know, do. And that's about it. Like, that's the most exciting things that you're going to get. But outside of that, in terms of what you're going to see on this next playtesting session, there is one other nice, cool little surprise. And this was inspired by a tournament report I read in Japan from somebody. And it was talking about Archite. So basically, you're playing a monster turbo deck here with the whole little idea. You can use torrential energy and premium to kind of load things up, have some resources, and then you just kind of slam down some of the stupidness that, you know, standard dimensional robo kind of does. The monster stuff really hasn't had a major, you know, little thing out here doing its thing, but I think that's actually, it's kind of unique. But we'll have to wait and see. And I also did take note, more people want more Agravain testing. I'll see what I can do about that. The list I have is not exactly the greatest thing in the world, but I am aware. I will see what I can do. You've also got to remember, we're in a very interesting place. There's no promos, so like my creativity is shifted by the week right now. It's like, hey, do I want to test this for the next segment? You know, we do this in nightly segments. We'll sit down for 8-9 hours, or not even 8-9 hours, like 4 or 5 hours at a time, and we'll just kind of, you know, go through these decks and just test, and see what, you know, we're going to come up with. And that's exactly kind of what we're looking at right now on this situation. Just give me some time to test. I just wanted to lay out some groundwork out here and say, yes, I do want to test premium with the ride deck eventually. I'm just very curious. Robbie, what about banning the over trigger? For tabletop, for the camera, I've always liked the OT. It's sacky, but, you know, it's kind of fun to watch what the OT can do on a, you know, I'm not on a super competitive sense over here, but, you know, just for funsies. There's nothing wrong with that. So, what do you guys think about what is to come? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here today, guys. Peace out.
Patrons!
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.